Service Butler, ready to serve. Smart solutions you deserve. From calls to jobs, we do it right. The Butler's here, day or night.
They simplify your service. Grow with ease. AI solutions for all your needs.
The Home Service Butler here for you. Efficiency and care in all we do. Home Service Butler, simplifying service, empowering success.
Hello, everybody out there in AI land. Okay, so this is Bill with the homeservicebutler.com. Okay, so yesterday we put a teaser video out there. Okay, so this is industry-specific modules. So we're talking about the roofing company and how this module is going to help you. So we're starting off with everybody's favorite shingle, the money maker, right? So we want to go from shake. Hell, we want to go from shake to 3-tab, don't we? So what we're going to do here is describe a little bit what the app does. What does it do for you? Like, okay, I can look at this. I see spots all over the roof. I think we all know the insurance adjuster is going to argue with us on this roof. It's an old roof. I got some marks here. I got some marks there. So we need to generate evidence. All right. So what does the Home Service Butler, what does our roofing app do for the salesman? What does it do for the company? And how can it benefit you? All right, so first of all, our roofing salesman's out there. He's stomping all over this shake roof, man. He's just walking all over it. He slid off twice already. Well, anyway, this is the picture he has. So what are we going to do? We want to generate evidence. We want to get a third-party source to tell us what they think of this damage. We want to go one step further. All right, so let's just kind of briefly describe the process here real quick, and then we'll get into it. Your salesman's out there. He has the Home Service Butler downloaded on his phone. He shows up to this roof, and we have no idea about nothing. We were called out. Homeowner, it's not during a storm. It's just in the middle of the year. Roofer gets up on his ladder, carefully takes a picture of this roof. He's going to go to the north, south, west, and east side of this house, and he's going to take a picture of the damage he can find. He's going to upload that into the Home Service Butler. All the sides of the house, all the way around. We're not going southwest or southeast or anything. We're just going to go north, south, east, and west. So he's going to take a picture of the damage he finds. Then he's going to hit submit. When he hits submit, it's going to go into AI. AI is going to determine a couple things. First, it's going to determine what it's looking at. Okay, it's going to determine what type of shingle it is. Then it's going to determine, is there damage to the shingle? It's going to give you an honest opinion, guys. If it doesn't believe it's not damaged, it's going to tell you it's not damaged, and it's going to tell you why it's not damaged. If it is damaged, he's going to tell you how it's damaged. He's going to count what damage he sees in the picture. He's also going to tell you how old the damage looks. Then he's going to find a storm date that most reflects the damage indicated by the picture. A brief example. Okay, so you have missing or blown off shingles. It's going to assess the type of shingle, the wind resistance that could cause that shingle to blow off. Then it's going to look for a storm that was capable of blowing off those shingles. Well, guess what? He may not find one, right? If there's not an active storm, he's not going to, it doesn't make it up. It's AI. It's going to give you the good, the bad, the ugly. But it's going to generate you an awesome third-party report. The last thing it's going to do, it's going to compile this information and allow you to upload it to your file. It's going to allow you to show it to your homeowner. And it's also going to allow your organization to keep track of where we're finding damage in the area that you're working. So as soon as you upload this, it's going to make a determination of what happened. And if it determined it to be hail damage, if it determined the hail to be, 1 to 1.5 inches, it's going to make a marker on that map. So it's going to let you kind of get a swath of the storm based on your inspections you're doing. So it's really cool. So let's jump right into it. Let's take a look at what kind of reports we get generated. I generated several reports here. We got some metal roofs. We got some hail damage. We got some wind damage. We got a cedar roof. And, we also got a roof that just looks bad and is kind of old, but not necessarily. Well, we'll let you figure it out. All right, so let's jump right into it here, okay? So let's take a look at this report. So this is a roof condition assessment report. Observed damage. All right. I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. The wood shake roof exhibits significant graying and weathering. There are visible cracks and splitting, typical of aging wood. No recent impact marks such as hail or wind damage are visible. Now here's key point. If you don't take a good picture, you're not going to get good results, okay? So if that picture he took was not indicative of the damage overall on the roof, well, you better find yourself a good example of damage on the roof, because if that's the best you got, you're going to get a report. It's going to be an honest report, okay? We're going to cite the sources in this report. So we want to make sure we build trust with the insurance adjuster, the homeowner, and the company. Okay, so these are honest reports. These aren't jerry wired or jerry rigged or jerry anything. All right. So number 4, the wood appears to have aged due to prolonged exposure to moisture and sunlight. Really? Great job. So what is the cause of damage? The damage is not storm related, but due to long-term exposure. It gives you a little bit more reasons why that is. So let's look at the storm date analysis. Based on the current inspection and visible damage, there's no evidence of storm-related damage such as hail impacts or wind displacement. The most recent storm occurred in the area April 27, 2024, with hailstones up to 1 inch in diameter and wind speeds reaching 60 miles an hour. However, the roof's condition indicates damage caused by aging rather than recent storms. Damage assessment. The observed damage is old, resulting from prolonged exposure to environmental factors over time. Graying and weathering of the wood shakes suggests 1 to 3 years or more of exposure. The splitting and cracking of the shake indicates the roof is reaching or has surpassed its service life. Okay, so this is not a great one, guys, right? Like you're thinking, oh shit, Bill, why do I want to buy a report to tell me there ain't nothing wrong with the roof? Because this is an example of the honesty of the report, and the reason it builds value in what we're doing, right? So let's go ahead and move on here. We're going to go on to a metal roof here. Let me find my quick assessment of this one here. Find my metal one. No, that's not it. All right, here we go. So here's our metal roof. Not a great picture, guys. All right, so this is our metal roof right here. We've got a little bit of hail damage on the metal roof. So let's take a quick look at here. Let's take a looky-see here at what our roof report said. All right, I went ahead and made this the downtown Granbury, Texas. Been there a couple times. Observed damage. Multiple dents are visible on the metal roof surface, likely caused by hail impacts. No significant rust or corrosion is present around the dents, indicating the protective coating remains largely intact. The pattern and distribution of the dents are consistent with a hailstorm of moderate intensity. Now on this one, it automatically did a digital analysis of the damage. Basically what it does is it goes through and it creates a contour-based picture that allows us to better assess the damage. It's really pretty cool. All right, so using a digital contour detection, approximately 2 distinct damage impacts were identified on the roof surface, and the dents occurred corresponded to a typical hail damage pattern. So here's the key point. Yeah, there's a lot of dents and things in that picture, but only 2 of them were really significant, right? So I think we all been there with metal roofs. It's cosmetic damage. It's functionally fine, right? So there's a few uniquenesses to it. Insurance companies pay for them. I mean, they're not gonna make somebody own that roof that just look like that. But at the end of the day, they can be a little bit difficult to deal with. So what is a possible cause of this damage? The damage is consistent with hail impacts from hailstones measuring approximately 1 to 1.25 inches in diameter. Wind-driven hail during the storm could have increased the force of the impacts, resulting in the observed dents. All right, let's take a look at our storm data analysis. Most recent storms capable of causing this damage occurred May 24th, 2024. During this storm, Granbury, Texas experienced up to 1 inches diameter hail and wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. These conditions are consistent with the observed damage on the metal roof. Our source, interactive hail maps, okay? We want to cite our source. We want to let them know where we're getting this information. We're going to load this adjuster down with a ton of information. And here's the cool part. He don't even got to believe it. Guess what he has to do? This is the cool part. Guess what he has to do? He has to disprove it. That's the key. See, that's one thing we forget about when we're out there on the roof with an adjuster. He don't got to believe you. But if you hand him a report, it's a different game. Now he has to disprove your report. Whether or not he believes you or not, whether or not he wants to work with you or not, he now has a report that he has to disprove. He has to put something in writing that states why interactive hail maps, local weather report, stated there's hail damage there. That's his problem, not mine. All right, so let's look at the damage age assessment. This is pretty key because, every adjuster I ever met that's trying to tell me no is trying to tell me this damage is old. It is not covered. So we want to get a little bit of evidence built into this. And cool part is AI is really good at discerning the damage age. Let's take a look at this one. This is a metal roof, not as cut and dry as you would see on a shingle roof, but the damage appears to be recent, likely caused by the May 2024 hailstorm. This conclusion is based on sharp, well-defined dents with no significant smoothing or fading, indicating minimal wearing. Lack of rust or corrosion around the dents suggests the protective coating remains intact. Then we got some recommendations down here. But at the end of the day, you're thinking, well, man, how many metal roofs do I see that has a bunch of rust on it after hail hits it? I don't think I've ever seen that, to be honest with you. Typically these roofs are not going to rust. But then again, you don't usually get a metal roof that is powder coated that does get hail damage. It doesn't get replaced. It's not like it's a barn, right? But this report is very, very powerful. This report basically says that it's damaged. This is why it's damaged. This is when it happened. This is why it happened. And this is why we believe it's most completely related to this storm. You want to talk about evidence. This is evidence you're going to build on a roof within 4 minutes. Okay, guys, this isn't a report you got to go back to your office and generate. This isn't research. This is an automated AI process inside the Home Service Butler that as soon as you upload as many pictures as you want. You just might have the north and south side. Great. Okay, 2 pictures, submit. Within 2 minutes, it's going to generate this report right there. It's going to find a storm date. It's going to assess the damage. It's going to correspond that damage to the storm. And we're going a step further. Now, you're not seeing a report generated off of several pictures. I'll tell you why. It's awful cold here in Ohio. And I've been out of the roofing business for about 20 years. I am not about to go climb on a roof and get me pictures from the north, south, east, and west. And unfortunately, Google would not allow me to find pictures of a complete roof inspection that would give me that information. So why that is important? We actually are going to look at the storm track. All right, you got a north. I have to rephrase. You got a west to east storm track with a slight southerly, trajectory. All right, so when we align these pictures in the system, we're actually going to look at the storm track, and we're going to verify the damage on each one of those slopes and correspond it to the track of the storm to further build value in this report. So if it was going from the east, if they went from the east to the west, we would have a problem. If it went from the west to the east with a slight southern track, I would anticipate the vast majority of the damage to be on the north facing slope and also on the east facing slope, right? That would be the direction of the wind. Everything on the other side may have gotten some impacts, right? But you wouldn't typically see the damage being as severe. So if that damage shows in those areas most significantly and then lightens up on the other sides, it can actually pattern. Wow. I'm so excited I'm coughing. I think that might have been the cigarettes I just got done smoking. It's going to pattern the damage to the storm like a fingerprint. Did you hear that? It's going to pattern the damage on the house to the storm. So that's one piece of evidence that you haven't heard about before. Okay? Maybe a little bit, but where else can you get it in writing to where a computer system said, due to the track of this storm, based on the current damage pattern on the home, this storm caused the damage. That's almost irrefutable. What are they going to do? They're going to tell you it's not true? No, I disagree. That storm that went from the east to the west and had a slight southerly trajectory could have definitely been any storm that did this. Maybe. But I guess you got to find the storm that did, because I got a storm here that matches perfectly and it's within the time frame to file a claim. So the information you're getting on this is going to be very awesome. So let's get into another one, guys. I'm really excited about this. I got some roofing stuff going through my veins right now. because I had a passion for it for years. Now I got a passion for HVAC, and well, I'm 48 now. I'm not 28, so I ain't about to get on a roof. All right, so let's take a look at another one here. So let's look at a dirty old roof. This is a brand new salesman that's just trying to get something bought. All right, that's actually the shingle one. All right, so we're going to take a look here at this roof. Whoopsie daisy, not that roof. This is actually a nice shake roof. I'm getting ready to run a report on to kind of indicate a little bit of. I want to get a shake report for you that shows actual damage. Where did my streaked up house go? I was hitting buttons everywhere. Lost all my stuff here. Let me get that picture back up here for us. Oh, where are we at? Downloads. I literally clicked the mouse so fast I lost all my pictures. If I happen to get too excited, man, your fingers just start going everywhere. You touch something you shouldn't touch. I mean, we all been there, haven't we? All right, so let's look for this picture here. All right. Here's the rookie salesman, right? He's out there. He took a really crappy picture to begin with. This is like from the ground. Honestly, until we get up there and inspect it, we don't know what we're looking at. But we went ahead and took this picture and we threw it into AI to find out what AI would have to say about it. Okay, so basically AI said, observe damage. Dark streaks are visible across the roof surface, which are indications of algae growth. No signs of storm-related damage, such as missing shingles or granular displacement or impact marks. The streaks follow natural water runoff patterns consistent with gradual environmental buildup. Cause of damage. Damage observed is not storm-related, but caused by environmental factors, all right, such as da-da-da-da-da. All right, so let's take a look at the storm data analysis. The most recent storm in the area occurred April 17, 2024. Bringing hail up to 1 inch in diameter and wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. However, no evidence of storm-related damage such as dents or with lifted shingles was present on the roof. All right, damage assessment. These streaks are algae growth. We all know that. This looks like a roof that's had 1 to 3 years of no maintenance, and that's where we're at. So we're going to get an honest report, guys. We're not gonna try to make up a reason why this is possibly damaged, because insurance companies would be on it in a heartbeat. If these didn't make sense, it would be no point in doing it. So when you get a contractor that you got out there, salespeople, whatever, they're writing contracts for your company, and they're showing back up with roofs that look like this. Obviously, we're going to expect some better pictures. Heck, for that matter, maybe all the damage is on the other side of the roof. We're going to be able to get an articulate report that we can give to the homeowner that nobody else is going to have. And we're going to be able to go to the adjuster with a report he hasn't seen before. So let's take a look at wind damage here real quick. All right, wind damage. What do we do with wind damage here? All right. So we got my wind damage. Boy, I got my share of wind damage in Hurricane Ike in 2008. All right, so we got a clear wind damage pattern here. I think everybody knows how the game is. Insurance companies come out, if it's not missing or creased or tabbed, whatever, we won't replace it. And, you got all these, POS roofers up there bending the damn things backward 4 times to get a good picture. We're talking about good, honest roofing out there. And we can build value and give a report that's going to get these wind damage roofs bought without some dumbass getting up there and fucking it up, okay? This is clearly a damaged roof. I'm not going to be able to reseal this roof. Not going to happen. It's a 25-year shingle. How are we going to build value in that and convince the insurance company that they, in fact, need to replace this roof? Well, the Home Service Butler is going to do it for you. We're going to go out there and we're going to take pictures from all 4 sides. We're going to hit submit and we're going to get a report. Observe damage. Multiple shingles are lifted or displaced, exposing the underlayment and increased risk of water infiltration. The adhesive strips appears to have failed, leaving shingles vulnerable to further displacement. Granular loss and wear are visible all throughout the wind spread. Okay? Digital analysis. Using an automatic contour detection, approximately 20 distinct damage impacts were identified on the roof. These impacts align with patterns of wind-driven shingle lifting. That's very key. We're getting into the fact that once this shingle separates from its bottom shingle, we've got a ticking time bomb. Man, maybe if you jump up there in an hour and heat her up with the blowtorch, burn the house down, them shingles will not come apart again, right? Like we've all been told to reseal them, right? Okay, so possible causes of damage. The damage appears to have been caused by high winds exceeding 70 miles an hour, which are consistent with the observed lifting and displacement of the shingles. There's no significant evidence of hail contributing to this damage, although hailstones over 1.25 inches could weaken shingles over time. I think AI just do that in there to get you looking for hail damage too, because we all want to find some hail damage. Wind damage sucks. Even AI knows that. Okay, storm damage analysis. The most recent storm with the potential wind speeds capable of causing this damage occurred on February 28, 2024. Wind speeds during this event were recorded up to 70 miles per hour in Grove City, Ohio. We cited our source. Damage age assessment. The damage appears to be recent, likely occurring within the past 6 to 12 months. This condition is based on clean edges of lifted shingles indicating minimal weathering, lack of significant discoloration, fading in exposed areas, absent of debris accumulation in damaged areas. I mean, how awesome is that? How many adjusters walk up there and lift up that shingle and say, well, look at all that debris under there. This has been here forever. I mean, hell, you got the forest under there. That ain't new damage. I mean, I used to love it. They said that. I'd always get in there trying to find me something that was green. Like, well, that leaf is still green, so it has happened. I mean, so this is getting a lot of objections right out of the way. So this report really did a great job explaining this wind damage, why this wind damage just happened. Now, one thing we didn't build into this report that I can, this is all customizable. I can further drill down on specific types of damage and explain exactly to the home warranty company why we can't fix this roof. Okay, so I have a step-by-step process that's automated through our proprietary API, right? We got a proprietary API, and I'm asking the specific sort of questions that are going to give a generalized analysis of any picture you could take. Right? But I could further refine that to have a button that said wind damage. Wind damage. Now you take pictures of your wind damage. And in this report, it can also build in why this damage cannot be sealed, replaced, or scabbed together. It can explain how the asphalt shingles attach to each other. It can explain the useful life expectancy of it. And it can give the scientific details of why it just is not going to work. It'll break it down into watershed. It'll break it down into granular loss and damage to non-damaged shingles. It's like a domino effect, right, guys? We've all tried to scab a shingle or two in, especially the broke roofers. Them broke boys, and they get out there and they're like, well, I'll go up there and fix them shingles for $600. And the homeowner says yes, and the guy's like, well, I need $100 down. And he runs up to the hardware store, grabs himself a bunch of shingles, climbs back up on that roof with his ladder and his hammer and his nails and his glue, and he's like, oh man, I'm ripping up all these shingles. You can't effectively do it without damaging it. You know, there's some crews out there that are pretty good at it. I get it. They can scab them in. They can feather them in. I mean, I've seen people even use a little bit of spray paint to make a match. But the bottom line is it's not a proper repair. And every roof that has significant wind damage, such as we're looking at here, need to be fixed and replaced properly. And we're going to give you evidence you need to get that done. So it is 10/24/12/6/2024. I have got an update from my developers. We have cloned, that means a duplicate. We have a duplicate of the Home Service Butler ready to go. It's already been duplicated up. Its domain is, I'm not going to give you the domain exactly right now because I don't want people going to it until I'm ready. But on Monday, I should be able to get some of these apps in some people's hands, let them get out there and take some pictures. We're very, very close. I rushed this portion into production, so we're going to be doing some beta testing. The reason I rushed it into production is honestly, once I became comfortable with the technology needed to do these assessments, it became more beneficial to roofers than HVAC guys. It became more beneficial to me than lawn care. But I want to tell you something. when that lawn care app comes out and we start taking pictures of lawns and we start identifying the type of grass, we start identifying the type of critter that damaged the grass, we start talking about the watering pattern and growth pattern, the lawn care guys are going to be like, what are you talking about? They just take a picture of the lawn, upload it to AI. AI comes back with a list of potential problems. It's awesome. I mean, there's some lawn guys that can just do it. I mean, they've been doing it for years. What do they call those? What, they got a horticultural degree or a horticulture? I don't know. They got some kind of damn degree to tell them about grass or something. Yeah, those guys can handle it. But your average lawn care person that's just, driving around in a truck, working his ass off all day, making a living cutting grass, yeah, he don't really know why the grass ain't growing over there. But once he downloads our app and takes a picture of the lawn, it's going to tell him what's going on, and he can address it, and he can walk up and have an educated conversation with the homeowner, and he can make a little extra money by getting that lawn taken care of. So that's probably going to be the next one, is we need to be ready in the spring for the lawn care guys. We're going to use AI to address lawn care issues, mowing patterns, growth patterns, a lot of cool things that we can then take to the homeowners to build value in the product that the independent lawn care guys offering his customers. Because they can't do the big giant box store companies can offer chemicals that nobody else can afford to carry around with them. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if you're going to carry a truckload of herbicide, you got to spend the amount of money it costs just to get licensed to carry that stuff nobody can afford. So these guys will be able to use this app to offer them solutions that can fit within their education level, their budget, and offer a solution to the customers without Googling one simple picture. Oh, hey, look, I just got to buy a bunch of chicken shit in your yard to be fixed right up. All right, guys, I'm having some fun today. Comment on this video. Let me know recommendations. Let me know what you want to see. Tell me how this report's going to make you lose a lot of money because it's too damn honest. I want to talk to you. I want you to say, Bill, I love your app, but can you please make it lie just make it lie its ass off for me. I want this app, but I want it to lie. Because I know I'm going to get people asking me to make this app lie. Because there's a lot of honest roofers out there, but I've met just about as many honest ones as I met the ones with quarters in their pocket. And we're not doing that. We're making an honest app for an honest roofer. But I would love to hear your scandalous additions to this to better help you steal people's money. That would be cool to hear at least. So everybody out there in AI land, from the Home Service Butler to you, let's have some fun with AI and get out there and make some money.